Hi and welcome to Minivan Camper Building with Leslie. Today we're getting into the 5 biggest mistakes that we see people make in their camper van builds. I've made some too, I won't lie, but I just want to hit the biggest mistakes in the hopes that it might help you while you're doing your camper van build. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Leslie and I built our minivan into this camper all by myself, and I'll show you how to do it too if you're so inclined. So while you're here, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? We can keep in touch that way. Oh, and after you subscribe, leave a little note in the comments saying I just subscribed. I try to answer every single comment I possibly can. So get in there and ask any questions you have about building out a camper van, and I'll do my best to help. So today, you know what? First, I just want to say, before I do anything else, thank you to everybody who's been supporting this channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for asking questions. This is what it's all about. Building that little community where we can help each other out, inspire each other, and this wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you. Just thank you for being here. The next thing I want to mention, get my notes, is, oh yeah, for everybody who asked about our experience using our home as a B&B rental while we're out traveling, I am finalizing plans on a little something for you. So I'll have some really good, really in-depth, you know me, information about transforming your house into a B&B and how to do it in a profitable manner so it can support your dreams, much like it's supported ours, so we can leave the house and travel. And next thing, I just want to mention that coming up, we are going to be back on the road. We've stopped off here at the house in between B&B rentals so we can freshen the place up and just make sure it's still standing. It is. And we're going to be doing some camper van in action kind of things so you can see how the van truly functions as a camper while we're on the road. So that's coming up. For now, let's hit the 5 biggest mistakes that I see when people are building out their camper vans. Number 1, over-designing. And by over-designing, what I mean is thinking ahead of time that, well, we've got to put shiplap on the ceiling and we've got to cover the wall. Do I really truly need a floor, walls, ceiling covered? Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Now, for sure, in a cargo van where you get the van and it just comes with bare metal walls, you need something, right? I've seen everything from felt to carpet to actual wood. It's right. We've all seen that. We've seen every van build video, right? Well, in a case like that, you do need something on the walls. In a minivan, we rolled the dice on that and it's worked out fine. But my observation is this: by designing ahead of time, the fact that you're going to add in some ceiling coverage, wall coverage, even sometimes a floor, whether or not that's necessary is up to you. You're just adding extra weight to the vehicle, right? Crappy gas mileage. You're adding extra time, extra energy, and extra money into your build that you just don't need to be spending. My overall advice is start as simple as possible. Your van will never be finished. It just won't. You'll always want to tweak and add or subtract. So once you embrace that, you'll realize you'll be constantly living in a work of progress. And that's fine. Number 2, adding other components like outdoor shower, what else? Oh, solar power, running water, a roof fan. These are all things that we see all the time, right? In every van build video. So it's kind of natural you think, oh, yes, I need to cut a hole in the roof and add a fan. Or I need to install solar on the roof, and that comes with an inverter and whatever, batteries and all kinds of other things. Well, maybe you do need that, yes. Or maybe you don't. It all depends on how you're going to be camping. I am guilty of this. I thought for sure we needed an outdoor shower. I had the whole thing rigged. We took it out for a month, never used it once. So don't be building things that are solutions that are looking for problems. If you don't know you have the problem, you don't need a solution yet. So take it from my mistakes and my experience. Just think about that before you go into your van build. Okay, number 3. Building your van like a house. I always wonder, even in the larger cargo van builds, why are people building cabinets? Cabinets are probably unnecessary if you think about it. Yes, they're going to keep things in, but so could something like a bungee cord and curtain system. So could open shelving that's made of baskets. There are other ways to approach storage other than the solution you use for a house. Don't just automatically take those assumptions that you have about how something should be built and bring those assumptions into the camper van. What I'm saying is question everything. Are cabinets really the answer? Or is there another way to do it? A lighter, sleeker, more van-friendly way. Running water. Do you really need running water? I certainly thought putting running water here would make a lot of sense. Sure, and then I thought, why? Why would I do that? It's just running water in the van. If I open up this door and step outside, I can grab a gallon of water and have the same effect. I don't have to worry about storing gray water. It's not necessary. Again, I thought, let's just try it out, see how it works, and then if we really truly need running water in the van, we'll install it. So far, we haven't. Number 4, building your camper van like somebody else who camps differently. Granted, just like us, you might not know exactly how you're going to be camping. You might suspect, like we did, oh, we're going to be stealth camping all the time. On city streets, in neighborhoods, we're just going to roll over and sleep there for the night. Turns out, we don't hardly ever do that. We mainly camp in campsites where there are a lot of facilities nearby. Toilets, showers, etc. Sometimes electric. So the truth is that we don't need to set up our van as if we're stealth camping. If you are stealth camping, then you definitely need a toilet where you can both pee and poo. You probably also need things like running water and a place to cook. So yes, if we found that we were stealth camping all the time, we would add those things. As of now, we don't. Although I really thought we were going to need to build in some, at least some, if not all of those things before we took off in the van. Turns out we didn't. So learn from my mistakes and my freak out moments. And my second guessing. What are your camping habits? And are those components going to come in handy for you, or are they just going to be a big waste of effort, time, and money on the front end? Number 5. The number 5 biggest mistake, and this is a big one for me. It is blocking off the cab from the back of the van. We've seen people do it in cargo vans, even in minivans, where you want that extra build room, right? In the front, behind the driver's and passenger's seat. That's valuable room. You could be building something there. So it's very tempting to build some kind of wall or build something that blocks you from accessing the front seats from the back. It doesn't make sense to block yourself while you're in the back, possibly asleep, in a very vulnerable position. It doesn't make sense to block yourself from access to get out of Dodge if you need to. Small chance you might ever need to have to dash into the front and take off, but if you ever do, you're going to want the ability to do that. Why put yourself in a more vulnerable position than you need to be, is my point. Okay, that's my 5. And a bonus. My bonus tip for you is the biggest mistake I often see people using glue or tape or some kind of adhesive that could possibly at some point fail. Think about it. You're going to be in a van with lots of temperature extremes. So why do you subject your tape, your adhesive, your glue, whatever it is, to these temperature extremes, knowing that it's going to fail eventually? Tape even fails in a temperature-controlled home at some point, even faster in a van. So at all costs, avoid using any kind of tape, glue, adhesive. Screws work great, magnets work great, sewing stitches works great, and they'll never disappoint you the way adhesive will. Thanks for stopping by today. It's always great hanging out and chatting with you, and I'll see you next time.